Hello everyone, my name is Balpreet and welcome to Q Programming. Today, in this video, I will be talking about the syntax of Python. So first things first, what is syntax? Syntax is the basis of the programming of any programming language. It's the building blocks for your entire code. It's the exact language in which you put your instructions, since the computer can't understand normal English. So before we actually learn the syntax, there's a cool Easter egg in Python known as the Zen of Python, and it captures the essence of the Python syntax, and it shows what makes it different from the other programming languages. It shows its simplicity and how it's very clean, which is why it's beginner friendly. So the first thing in the syntax that we will be going over is the output. Output is The output in a programming language is what the user sees in your program. The user is whoever is using your program, and you have to write the program. So to show a basic output, we will be doing print brackets, double quotes, hello world. Now let's run this program to see the output. It's hello world. In this statement, the output will be whatever I put inside the brackets and the quotes. Now we will be looking at indentation, a concept that is unique to Python. Here you can see that the second statement here is indented after the first statement. This is a conditional statement which we will be going over in future videos. This indent is only required for certain cases like conditionals, loops, functions, and classes. The third line here will continue as normal. Let's run this program to see its output. As you can see, the program worked normally. But now if I were to unindent this, it gives us an error. So due to this error, it makes the indentation really necessary for the program to work correctly. It also makes sure that the program is clean and you can clearly see how the program is moving forward. Also, you can indent by however many spaces you want, as long as you keep the indentation consistent throughout the program. I personally like to use the tab, like 4 spaces, which is equivalent to the tab button, since it's really convenient. But you can do however many spaces. For example, just a single space also will work. We've covered output, and now we will be covering input. So let's talk about the first line here. Name here is a variable which is going to store the information entered by the user with this input statement. This input statement prints out whatever is written in the quotes as a prompt, and then makes it so that the user can enter some information. The program doesn't move on until that information is entered, and after that the rest of the program continues normally. When we print the variable name without the quotes, you may note, uh, it will print whatever information is stored inside the variable. We will be covering variables in depth in future videos. Let's run this program to see what happens. So as you can see here, the what's your name has been printed, and now it's waiting for me to enter something. I can write Balpreet, and now it prints out hi and Balpreet. If I were to put in anything else, it would print out that. So this input statement makes it so that the user can enter information into the program, and that information can be used throughout the program with the use of variables. You may notice that the cursor ends right where the text in the quotes goes stops. So to make that to make it look nicer, we can put a space here and then put \n. What this does is that it moves the cursor to the next line. When we run this program again, Now the cursor is at the next line where I can enter my name. /n has to be inside the quotes. You can also remove anything inside, you can remove the quotes entirely, make it a blank field of entry. So now when I run the program, it's just directly waiting for me to enter something. This is usually not preferred since the user wouldn't know what's happening. Now we'll be going over keywords. Keywords are specific words in the Python programming language that have certain intrinsic meaning that we cannot use in normal in our programs normally, like using for naming variables or other objects. Like in this program, I've used if as the name of a variable. You saw in the earlier example that if already has a purpose in the programming language. So now if I were to run this program, it would give me an error since I cannot use if as the name of the variable. This is a list of all the keywords in Python programming language. And yeah, you cannot use these as names of variables or any other things. Further naming conventions of variables will be covered in later videos. The next concept that we'll be going over, which is present in all programming languages, is the concept of a comment. So a comment is any information in the program that's there just for the developer's eyes. Where, the program while being executed will ignore all comments. As you can see here in Python, you can write a comment starting with the hashtag symbol or with the or while putting the single quote 3 times. The hashtag symbol will only put a single line comment, while this single quote 3 times will have a multi-line comment. You can put comments in the same lines as other pieces of code. Let's run this program to see. It only sees the 2 print statements here. It ignores the rest of the program since the comments aren't part of what's to be executed. Now you may ask, what's the purpose of comments? You can use comments to put stuff like documentation, explaining what your program is doing here, or metadata, so data about the data. These stuff can help increase the readability of your program, and even if someone else is looking at your program or you're looking at it in the future, this will help you remind yourself or explain to the other person what exactly is going on. You can also use these comments to separate sections of the code. While it will have no effect on how the program actually works, but while reading it, you'll be able to see the separate sections. And if you have any if there's any part of the program that you want to not that you don't want to execute for a while, but you don't want to completely delete it either, you can just put a hashtag there and turn it into a comment. Once you do that, the program again will ignore it and it's just there now. So that's it from my side in this video. Thank you for watching. In this video, we covered syntax and showed you the basics of Python language. Don't forget to like this video and put any comments if you have anything interesting to say. Please subscribe for more tech related and programming videos and the further and future programming tutorials. Thank you.